All right, let's talk about a feature that can seriously change the game for your virtual environment. We're going to go from chaos to complete control by demystifying VMware vCenter content libraries. So let me ask you a question and be honest. Does managing your virtual machine templates feel, well, a little chaotic? You know what I'm talking about. You've got templates scattered everywhere, different data stores, maybe even different vCenters. You're not quite sure which one is the real golden image, and you've got this nagging feeling your team might be deploying VMs from old, inconsistent copies. Yeah, that whole mess has a name: template sprawl. And it really boils down to these three big problems. You get inconsistent deployments because everyone's using a slightly different version. You have outdated systems going live because someone grabbed a template that wasn't patched. And honestly, it's just plain inefficient. It wastes so much time and energy just trying to keep track of it all. So, how do we get out of this mess? Well, there's an answer, and it's built right into vCenter. Let's talk about content libraries, a tool designed specifically to bring some beautiful order to all that chaos. Okay, so what is a content library? Think of it as a centralized repository, and that just means it's one single organized place to store all your important stuff. We're talking not just your VM templates, but also your ISO files, your application templates, even scripts, basically everything you need for consistent deployments all in one spot. The best way to picture it is like a real-world library. Instead of everyone on your team having their own messy, outdated pile of books, you have one official, pristine library that everyone checks their books out from. It guarantees everyone is working from the exact same, trusted source material. You know, once you adopt content libraries, you and your team get some incredible new abilities. Seriously, we like to think of them as superpowers, giving you some serious control over your environment. Your first superpower is absolute consistency. Because you have that single source of truth, every single VM that gets deployed is guaranteed to come from the same approved image. And what that really means for you: fewer weird configuration-related support tickets and a much more secure and compliant environment right from the start. Superpower number 2, effortless sharing. This is huge, especially if you manage multiple sites. If you have more than one vCenter server, content libraries make sharing your templates an absolute breeze. You can automatically get your golden images to wherever they need to be, whether that's a different data center or even a different country. And finally, you get total control, all thanks to versioning. And this is a real game changer. You can literally check out a template, apply the latest security patches, and then check it back in as a new version. This gives you a complete history and a systematic, controlled way to handle all your updates. No more guesswork. Okay, so we know what it does and why it's so great, but how does it all actually work under the hood? Well, the whole system is built on a really simple but powerful idea involving two types of libraries: local and subscribed. It's pretty straightforward. First, you have the local library. That's your master copy, your source of truth. It's where you create, manage, and hold all your content. Then you have the subscribed library. This is just a read-only copy that points back to that local library. It automatically syncs up, which means your remote sites always have the latest versions. And what's cool is that you can even choose to download content on demand, which is awesome for saving storage at those remote sites. Now, I know this might sound a little complex, but putting it all into action is surprisingly easy. It really just comes down to a simple 4-step workflow. Here we go. Step 1, you create your local library and you fill it with your golden images. Step 2, you publish it, which just makes it available on the network. Step 3, your other vCenter sites subscribe to it. And finally, step 4, your teams can deploy new VMs with total confidence, knowing they are using the right template every single time. So what's the big picture here? What's the main takeaway? It's really about that journey, from the total chaos of template sprawl to the power of complete standardization. So let's just recap the key benefits one more time. You get a single source of truth for all your important files. You get to enforce consistency and standards everywhere. You make sharing stuff across your whole infrastructure incredibly simple. And you get that powerful version control for your templates. And the ultimate result of all this, it's pretty profound. Your teams can deploy new systems way faster, which gets your applications to market quicker. And you're building a more secure, more manageable infrastructure that is just fundamentally designed to scale with your business. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Is your infrastructure built for the future, ready to scale with real agility and control? Or is it kind of stuck in the past, still fighting that battle against template sprawl? The choice and the tools to fix it are right there for you.